93. Est-Ouest 91.7. RM1, la radio nationale.
RM1, it's 9 o'clock. The news presented by Eris Stewart. Good morning, Eris.
Good morning, Sophie.
The headlines.
The House of Lords begins detailed line-by-line examination of the Diego Garcia and BIOT bill ahead of key committee stage sessions. Mauritian delegation intensifies talks in London as Gavin Glover seeks support from Liberal Democrats for passage of the Diego Garcia Treaty Bill. Mauritian rupee under mounting pressure as foreign currency shortage deepens, and economists urge the Bank of Mauritius to step up stabilization measures. Repeat drug offender Louis Antonio Kesley Caliste sentenced to 23 years in prison after being caught with 16 million rupees worth of heroin. CB reassures the public as scheduled power outages continue and moves to social media to improve visibility of daily maintenance notices. In world news, US House and Senate agreed to pass bill to force release of Epstein files. And in sports news, Mauritius aims to shine at WACO World Championships as kickboxers head to Abu Dhabi. In the British Parliament yesterday, the House of Lords began the detailed examination of the bill on the Diego Garcia military base and the British Indian Ocean Territory. The committee stage is the second step after the second reading debates, which took place on the 4th of November. It begins today and will continue on 25 November. We listen to more on this report.
The House of Lords conducts a line-by-line examination of the bill during the committee stage. Lords and Baronesses review the text in its entirety, starting from the beginning and analysing the clauses in order. They consider amendments to be made or proposals for new clauses. Members of the House of Lords have proposed 90 modifications on topics such as the Secretary of State's obligations regarding the Diego Garcia, the assessment of the financial and military implications of the treaty, payments to the Mauritian government, and the rights of employees at the military base. They are also considering the Chagosian culture and heritage. During this stage, each clause of the bill must be approved and amendments can be put to a vote. A full debate on the key principles of the bill took place on November 4th. The committee examination is held over 2 days, November 18th and 25th. While it typically lasts up to 8 days, it may be extended. The bill aims to transpose certain provisions of the treaty signed in May 2025 between the United Kingdom and Mauritius into British law. The treaty addresses the status and future of the Chagos archipelago, including the Diego Garcia military base.
And staying on this, in the meantime, Attorney General Gavin Glover is currently in London, where discussions have been taking place with the British side since yesterday. As you heard, 90 amendments have been proposed to the bill. The most significant come from the Liberal Democrats. The Mauritian delegation therefore met the leader of this opposition party and provided the necessary assurances regarding the implementation of the treaty. Gavin Glover says he hopes this will work in favour of the bill's adoption. The Mauritian rupee continues to lose ground. There has been a slight depreciation against the US dollar over the past 3 months and a sharper decline against the euro since November 2024. The shortage of foreign currency is also becoming increasingly evident on the forex market. According to economist Ishvin Kalichan, the Bank of Mauritius has already taken measures but will need to intensify efforts to stabilize the rupee. And in court-related news, at the Assize yesterday, Louis Antonio Kesley Caliste was sentenced to 23 years in prison for drug trafficking. This resident of Pai had been arrested in December 2022 by the now defunct SST. On seeing the police officers, the accused attempted to flee with a shoulder bag containing heroin valued at 16 million rupees. Judge Iqbal Magua, who delivered the sentence, noted that the accused has 3 prior convictions for drug-related offences, as well as 1 conviction for money laundering. Judge Magua pointed out that although the previous convictions date back more than 10 years, they nonetheless demonstrate a tendency to engage in the highly lucrative illicit drug trade. And in other news, the Mauritian public can remain reassured the power cuts observed in recent days do not indicate any additional problem within the network. The Central Electricity Board has simply decided to publish its notices on social media for increased visibility. These are the regular scheduled outages that were already previously announced through traditional media, particularly radio. Subscribers are therefore invited to pay close attention to the notices. Today, Wednesday 19, several regions in the north are affected. Tomorrow it will be Rosebell, after Kasi, and so on. And it's 9:05. You're listening to RM1. We move to international news. Both the House and Senate acted decisively on Tuesday to pass a bill to force the Justice Department to publicly release its files on the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, a remarkable display of approval for an effort that had struggled for months to overcome opposition from President Donald Trump and Republican leadership. The U.S. House of Representatives voted overwhelmingly in favor of the bill on Tuesday to force the Justice Department to publicly release all files and evidence held against disgraced financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. The bill passed with 427 votes in favor, 5 abstentions, and 1 against. The vote was a remarkable display of approval for an effort that had struggled for months to overcome opposition from U.S. President Donald Trump and Republican leadership. And finally, in sports, Mauritius still hopes to shine in kickboxing just 2 days before the WACO World Championships in Abu Dhabi. After Warren Robertson withdrew due to injury, 3 fighters will represent the country: Fabrice Bullock, Riley Jude, and Donovan Lizette. Our athletes left for Abu Dhabi on Monday, and despite strong competition with nearly 80 countries taking part, they are ready to confidently defend their chances. That's all from me this morning. Thanks so much for listening. Stay tuned now to